is I felt scared. Even when you speak about your fear, even when you speak about your problems, try to focus. Fear, I had fear, I have fear, I may experience fear is a usage. It means to cause extreme fear. Comes to language, vocabulary, sentence formation, getting stuck, stammering, or it could be just this book doesn't speak about gender inequality or the problem. Sentence formation has become a major area of concern for many learners, and many people have been working on this with minimal results. Today we have a sentence connected with feelings, emotion. I hope you know the difference between feeling and emotion. Emotion is a result of feeling. You can research more about this. Before I begin today's video, let me tell you that today's video focuses on sentences, mental health, and also language at the same time. This is Rini Rose Matthew. If you're visiting the channel for the first time, I'm a CELTA certified tutor and also an author. And it's important to watch the entire content. So today's sentence is I felt scared. Some people say I felt scarred. There's a very big difference between scar and scared. Scarred refers to the blemish, the mark. She got a scar on her face from the accident. But scared is becoming frightened, afraid. Let's look at these two sentences. So we are trying to work from the context. I got scared. I got fear. Okay, I got scared is correct, but I got fear is not appropriate. I had fear. I experienced fear while speaking to others in English. So even when you speak about your fear, even when you speak about your problems, try to focus on the sentences. Many people are in a hurry to speak about their problems, their issues. Whenever they come for training sessions, all of us, all the trainers have noticed, observed throughout the sessions that they're in a hurry to speak about their problems. So even when you identify your problem, try to put it in proper sentences, because everything that you have in life is connected to language. And we were not taught our native tongue. We always expressed anything and everything in our native tongue. So that's what you have to do when you learn a new language, and that's how you evolve as a fluent speaker. So when you share your problems, when you share your happiness, you can use a lot of adjectives. And it's very difficult to express absurd feelings, some emotions, most of the words with reference to feelings in a new language. So try this out. I felt fear is not appropriate. I experienced fear. I had fear. I have fear. I may experience fear. I may have fear. Fear can also be a noun. It can be a verb. Fearful is an adjective. Okay, so when you look at these words, scared, frightened, fear, afraid, there are intensities. When you say I'm scared, it could be temporary. Oh, I got afraid. I just got scared to death means it's an extreme situation. It's an extreme feeling that you're trying to convey. But over time you may say, I have fear of heights, acrophobia. Okay, I have fear of water, and that's the word here. There are different types of fear that people experience, and it's not something that's silly. Fear should be addressed. It should be tackled instead of running away from it. But scared, frightened, afraid, all these could refer to the different intensity of being a bit restless, being a bit anxious, or when you're facing something very unpleasant, shocked. And I hope you know the meaning of all these words. So when you look at the synonym of afraid, they may say frightened, scared. So these are different degrees of expressing your feeling. Now coming to the next point, we don't say I felt fear. I fear. You can use fear as a verb. So from one word you can try making a lot of sentences. The cat got scared when I opened the door. It was frightened to death. Out of wits is a usage. It means to cause extreme fear in someone. Okay, there also it's all about fear. I frightened the cat out of wits, I think. So extreme fear, even if you don't use the word fear, there is fear lurking there. Now when you speak about your fear of speaking to someone in English, there could be lack of confidence, you're uncertain, and most of the time people know their problem. They know a lot of things in grammar, tenses, and they have been doing a lot of things, watching web series, Netflix, whatever you're watching and receiving. But the practice method, the way the learning happens, the way people evolve with different activities need not be appropriate, need not be helping them necessarily. And when it's time to revise, when you know that something is not working, you have to drop it. Don't keep lagging, don't keep hurling again and again the wrong methods till you get frustrated. You may reach a point out of frustration where you may just drop it and feel that you are not going to make it any time in life. So even when you express your problems, you can use better sentences. Everybody will have problems when it comes to language, vocabulary, sentence formation, getting stuck, stammering, or it could be just fumbling with words. It's all a result of lack of confidence, uncertainty, hunting for words, not being sure of what you really want to say. Okay, so there is a natural flow of conversation and speech which is always encouraged by even the native speakers. You need to get used to it. And remember, fluency comes when you begin working on these bits of errors that you make. The bits together pile up and create bigger errors. Currently, I'm reading this book. Now, this book doesn't speak about gender inequality or the problems faced by people, especially by men and women, saying that they are from two different planets and they can't get on together. It's not about that. It's more about emotion. It's more about acceptance, admiration, approval. Everything begins with emotions, difference of opinion, the way we relate to each other, the way we express and communicate. And certain things definitely cannot be accepted when it reaches the hurting level, when it becomes abusive. So this beautiful book speaks about how well we can connect with the opposite gender despite all the difference. Psychological impact. The thought process psychologically also differs. So when you understand the basics, it becomes easier to tackle situations. There are no formulas that will help you with all these things. There are people who mug up the formulas when it comes to grammatical structures. You don't realize that with time, these structures do not help you. And you may gradually forget and gradually experience obliteration of these grammatical structures and formulas, because when you speak, it should be natural. It should just come spontaneously with practice. I've already done videos to help you with sentence formation, vocabulary, and also how to create your own environment when you don't really have friends to speak in English. Do not become too dependent on the environment and things like that. If you have, well and good, very good, excellent, make use of it. But even if you don't have the environment, you can create your own environment, and it's not very difficult. I've already done videos, and these videos are created from my experience. There was a time when I was a complete beginner, okay, before becoming proficient or before reaching this level, which I feel is just because of consistency and hard work and some dedication towards the language. So if I'm a language trainer today, if I'm training people today, it's all because of the consistency and some of the methods that I have really used in life. This is what I'm trying to impart as knowledge to my learners. So I think it's high time that you pay attention to these factors and begin working. I'm not saying hard work, it's just the bit of effort that you take, and definitely you'll get the fruits of your effort. Happy learning.